Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's Nickelodeon and I'm back with a review on the Real Housewives of Atlanta, the reunion part 4. And just like I did in my last video, I'm just going to give my opinion. I'm pretty sure you guys already seen the episode, and plus you've probably seen a few other reviews. So this is Nickelodeon's opinion about this episode. And they're getting down to the bottom of things, I think that's what this episode is about. It's just wrapping up all of these lies and all of these accusations. And let's get to the bottom of it. What happened? So Andy turns to Portia and he says, Portia, why would you say these things about Candy? Why are you saying that Candy supposedly drugged you? Portia turns to Phaedra and she says, well, I was served I think it's called a cease and desist or something like that from Candy. So I'm going to let Phaedra speak on that because I guess according to Portia's lawyer, she can't speak on it. So everybody's looking like, what? Phaedra speak on it? Yeah, and then Portia says, Phaedra was the one who told me. And she actually said that Candy said to her that she tried to drug me. So Andy turns to Phaedra and he's like, what's going on, Phaedra? Why is Portia saying that you're the one who started this? Here's Candy. You said that? Everybody is shocked. I'm watching this episode. I'm just as shocked, that Phaedra would do something like that. I don't know. I guess I was team Portia going hard, too hard because, I actually didn't believe Phaedra was capable of all of this manipulation and all of these lies. And, Phaedra goes on to explain, well, I was repeating it and it was told to me and that's why I told it to her, and Portia was like, you know what do you mean you repeated it? You told me that Candy actually said out your mouth. That's what happened. And after a while, Portia started to realize that she was being played by Phaedra. She was being played because this whole season, I was looking at Portia like, dang, like Portia coming with the tea this year. I'm thinking to myself, like, maybe, all of this anger built up from last season and her feeling like she was getting ganged up on or whatever is coming back and she's backfiring at these girls hard. But the truth is that a lot of Portia's tea was getting fed to her by Phaedra. And I'm like, really? Like, I was really, really shocked to find out that Phaedra indeed used Portia as a pawn. I agree completely. She used her as a pawn and she used her to get back at Candy. And this is something that I'm pretty sure a lot of other reviews out there is not going to say, but they may. But I feel as though the reason behind all of those lies that Phaedra said was that Phaedra was going through a hard time herself dealing with her divorce. And I believe she could have very well been jealous of Candy, jealous of the fact that Candy's marriage was going strong, and also jealous of the fact that Candy's man was friends with Apollo and that they still was associating in some sort of way. Candy wasn't really associating with Apollo, but, her husband, still had some association with Apollo, so he was still kind of in their life. And I think that's what Phaedra was kind of mad about. That's just my hypotheses. Everybody wants to know, but why? We know about the lies, but why? And that's my but why. I think that she was mad that Apollo was dipping in and out of Todd and Candy's life. Well, he wasn't really, like he was still kind of in the picture, and then I think that was like the cherry on the cake when his girlfriend showed up and everybody's like, yeah, this is the new possible future Mrs. Nida, and I think that sent steam coming out of Phaedra's ears and her head spinning around because she was like, no, 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 no. Like, these are supposed to be my friends. What are they doing hanging out with Apollo's new girlfriend? I guess she probably felt truly betrayed. But when the clip was played back in the reunion, um, when the clip was played back in the reunion, you would see that Candy didn't know anything about Apollo's new girlfriend being there. So Phaedra just repeatedly throughout this particular episode, this reunion, kept on looking like a fool, kept on getting busted out. You know what I mean? And Kenya addressed, well, what about the Marvin situation, and where were those accusations coming from? And Andy turns to Portia and he says, Portia, do you know anything about the Marvin accusations? Portia turns to Phaedra once again. Phaedra, do you know anything about the Marvin accusations? And Phaedra was like, yeah, I made that up. You know, like she was looking like a complete liar. You know, it was at one point where Andy was asking Phaedra, well, we can't really tell by your body language. We can't really tell what you're feeling. Can you tell us what you're feeling? You know, and Phaedra just sat there, just stone cold face, you know, and just come up with some BS, you know, like she don't even make any sense. So just like I predicted on my last recap, you know, that Phaedra was totally lying. And, you know, I just found out some new information that Phaedra was basically feeding Portia all of these juicy lies that she was making up. And that's it. You know, I appreciate the fact that Portia stood up for herself and spoke up for herself, and she said, no, Phaedra, that is not what you told me. You told me that it came out of Candy's mouth, and I appreciate that. I appreciate that Portia is saying, look, you know, you're not going to sit up there and try to play me like the youngin, like the dumb youngin anymore. No, I get it. I get what you did, and I'm not going to have it anymore. You know, she apologized to Candy, and you know, Phaedra also apologized to Candy and apologized to Portia. Portia did not accept Phaedra's apology, and you know, as of this point, I don't believe that Phaedra and Portia can rekindle that friendship. I don't know, because Portia was pretty pissed off at her, and Phaedra did apologize to Candy, and I don't know what Candy's gonna do. I don't know what she's gonna do with it. But I'm as upset as she was throughout the season, not even knowing where these accusations were coming from, knowing that Phaedra hid it all along. The smart thing for Candy to do would be to leave that woman alone, because she is a habitual liar. You know, and I don't associate with people like that. You know, I stay far away, because they can get you tied up in all kinds of crazy mess. But yeah, this is the end of the season, and all of that crazy stuff is said and done. But thank y'all so much for watching. I gotta find me another show, but I do reviews on Married at First Sight, and if any of you guys have a show that you would like to recommend me watch, let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. Peace.